Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Mr. DEBT, Joe Lorick from the Money Etiquette Group. And look, I want to talk to you really quickly about the government shutdown. It's something we may be overlooking. We see in the news headlines that on January 25th, tomorrow, over 800,000 federal employees for the second consecutive pay period won't receive a paycheck. We also know that the judicial system is receiving less funding, so court cases are being pushed. I mean, we're seeing this shutdown impact us and impact the world just on a daily basis in different ways. And as we go further along in this shutdown, more and more impacts are felt. But here is what I want to talk about specifically, okay? If you are a traveler, you really need to think about, number one, if you don't have insurance on your flight tickets, making sure you upgrade to get insurance on your flight tickets, because as less TSA workers show up to work, there are going to be longer lines to get through airports. There are going to be more delays. And what this means is some of you may not get to your destination on time. And of course, if this is business travel and you really need to get somewhere at a certain period of time, well, you may need to change your plans. You may need to cancel your tickets and maybe book for a day earlier, or you may need to leave a day earlier. You need to just consider changing your plans, because it's going to take longer to get to your destination with less and less TSA workers showing up to work. And of course, I'm not mad at them. I mean, they're not getting paid. And just think about it for a second. Some TSA workers can't even afford to get to work. Some can't afford to eat right now. It's terrible out there for TSA workers, and some of them are still showing up to work, but less and less are going to show up to work without being paid. This is going to slow down airport services. So just think for a moment, if you are going to be traveling in February, or you're going to be traveling in March, in the next 30 to 60 days, the longer this goes, the more likely you may need to change your travel plans. And if you don't have insurance on your tickets for cancellations, you should get it. Spend the money. Don't go cheap on that, because right now it'll cost you a lot more for cancellation fees and different fees associated with canceling your flight tickets at the same, at the last minute. So consider doing that. But another way to adjust to it, if you can't get more insurance, is to try to change your flight plan slightly. Like I said, maybe arriving a day earlier and leaving a day earlier, or arriving a day later or leaving a day later. Just making sure that you make adjustments so that whatever time period you plan on being there, you're there well before that date, and you're leaving earlier than expected because you need to be back by a certain date. So consider changing your flight plans. Consider getting insurance on your flight tickets if you haven't already done so, if you plan on traveling in the next 30 to 60 days. I can't stress how important that is, and how much we are underestimating how many TSA workers are going to continue showing up to work without pay. And I know there have been assistance packages and programs put out there, loans given out at 0%, but some of the damage is already done. Some people have already decided, look, I need to go do something else to bring in income. Some people have decided, look, I just can't show up because I need to have money now to pay for daycare and different things, and I can't pay for it, so maybe I have to stay home. Who knows? I mean, unless you're in that situation, you can't understand the full impact. But even if you're not, if you're traveling, just think about changing your plans and upgrading and making sure you get insurance on your flight tickets, because otherwise you could be stuck with a flight that you can't take, or you could be stuck with cancellation fees that you don't want to pay. All right, guys, just a quick point for you to consider. What are some other things you think we should think about as normal, average citizens when it comes to the government shutdown and how it impacts services that we use? Tell me what you think in the comment section, because certainly we know that's a lot that's out there.